Good day, runners. This is Coach Peter Pim for the week of August 5th, 2013. And thanks to sponsor DeadSoundRevival.com for this week's opening tune choice. So what's been happening? Well, I'll tell you, I am so looking forward to this weekend. And not just because Breaking Bad starts back up. Gotta love that show. No, there's a huge sporting event going on. And no, I'm not talking about the PGA Championship, which is the last major golf tournament of the year, where Woods will be trying to get closer to Jack Nicklaus's all-time record number of major wins. No, I'm talking about the World Track and Field Championships. Yeah, the World Championships, which are held every 2 years. And this year they're in Moscow. It begins tomorrow, Saturday. Have you heard about it? Actually, with all the druggies going down and the last-minute injuries, which are kind of suspicious, to some of the top competitors, the championships are getting a lot of publicity. Not to mention Putin's anti-gay law. But I'm not going to deal with that here. But before I get to the Worlds, I did mention golf, and I love golf. In fact, I was a member at the Islington Golf Course as a youngin', and used to caddy at the fabled St. George's Golf Course in Etobicoke. As a teen, I was one of Arnold Palmer's Army, as his devoted fans used to be called. And we followed him around the course when he played in the Canadian Open in 1968. Our cheers didn't help much, though. Arnie missed the cut, and New Zealander Bob Charles won with Jack Nicklaus second. A little bit of trivia for you. But I've easily spent more time running on golf courses than golfing. You know, way back in the day when I was living in Etobicoke, I used to get up 5 mornings a week about 6 o'clock and went over to the Markland Golf Course and ran on the dewy grass around the perimeter, which was about 8 kilometers. And actually, I ignored the beware of dog signs. As a matter of fact, I've never actually had any kind of problem with any golf club dogs. Not once. But I did have an altercation with an off-golf course dog whose backyard was alongside one of the fairways. Every morning I would run by this dog's yard, and this little ankle-biter mutt would come to the edge of the yard, yapping its head off at me, but not touching me, and he just ran alongside me for 15 meters to the other side of his property, and that would be the end of it. And this was the routine pretty well every morning, except one, because this one morning the dog must have had a stroke or something. I don't know what happened. I just know he snapped, and out of the blue he lunged at my calf and he bit it. Bit the friggin' middle of my calf. Now, I'm not saying I would have, but I've got to admit I was enraged, way beyond enraged. And I felt like ripping the critter's legs off. Not saying I would have, I'm just saying I thought it. Anyway, I do have a tip for those of you who want to enjoy the experience of running on a golf course, and you have to have maybe a little bit of nerve to do it. One of the strategies I used to use when I was living near the very private Thornhill Golf Course was to start a run about 30 minutes before sunset. You know, so I would slink down to the front 9, because by sunset the golfers have moved well into the final 9 holes of the golf course, and you even have daylight for another 20 minutes after sundown. So I used to get in about an hour of heavenly manicured and even grass running. I would even run right down the middle of the fairways. Hell, I was able to even stop to pet the beware dog of dog on the head and tickle his ribs, make his back legs start kicking. Yeah, it was great. Anyway, back to the World Champs. Inspiration is a fantastic booster charge when the passion for training has become a little jaded, which it can in the August month. I used to seek it out all the time. As Edgar Allan Poe wrote, I was never really insane except upon occasions when my heart was touched. And so starting first thing tomorrow, you'll have a great opportunity to be inspired by watching some great races. They may get your juices flowing and inspire you to go out and do that long run, which your neighbors will say is insane. Tomorrow, Saturday that is, we have the women's marathon going at 6 o'clock in the morning. That's Toronto time. Now that's 2 o'clock in the afternoon Moscow time, which could mean for a very hot weather situation. I just checked their weather forecast, and they're expecting temperatures close to 30 degrees centigrade. So it could be a good tutorial on how to use the water stations. So there you go, ladies. A cool way to start your day. Dose of inspiration, and then out the door for your run. And then at 10:55 tomorrow morning, let me just double check that. 10:55 tomorrow morning, yes, we have the men's 10,000 meters, 25 laps. That used to be my favorite event, which is going to potentially be one of the most exciting races, as it features England's Olympic champion Mo Farah against a bunch of Ethiopians and Kenyans who have had it up to here, losing to that dude at last year's Olympics. Should be an interesting race to see how they try and beat the man. And the women's 10,000 is this Sunday at 1:05 in the afternoon, again Toronto time. And if you want to catch the races, they may not be live on TV, but you can certainly go to letsrun.com and check out their message board, and you'll see people posting where you can go online to watch these races. There'll probably be great UK coverage. By the way, letsrun.com is reportedly Malcolm Gladwell's favorite site, one of his favorite sites. He was a terrific runner as a grade 9 kid in Ontario. In fact, I think he did win OFSA championship one year. Anyway, so it's a great weekend of activity ahead. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you on the roads.
One thing I know about